It's official. We have been on the road for 6 months now, traveling full-time in our do-it-yourself van.
Hi, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Dave.
And we are one adventure at a time.
We wanted to share with you some of our experiences, some of our ups and our downs, and let you know how it's been. Maybe you're just building your van right now. Maybe you want to be in a van, in the future, or just starting out. So maybe we can help.
And if this is your first time joining us, we'll link our van build up top.
Okay, and let's get started.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, we're thinking about doing a video. I think we are going to do it every Wednesday on van related topics. And we're still going to do our van adventure video every Sunday. And we'll continue that as usual, but add some more useful content during the week on Wednesdays.
Yes.
So we'll share with you what we've been doing, what we plan on doing, and try to give helpful information.
Yeah. So I think maybe we'll give you a little bit of information about us. Oh, we didn't introduce Rudel. Rudel. This is Rudel. Rudel the Labradoodle.
So behind us right now, they're playing rock or stick, and he wants to play. So you might just see him running back and forth back there.
Yeah, so Dave and I met in high school. We're high school sweethearts. And this year we'll be celebrating our 26th wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
Rudel. And we thought that going into van life that we knew each other pretty well.
Yeah, we thought so. But when you're in a house or you're both working different jobs, going your own direction, when you spend a lot more time with each other in a real small space, we figure our living space is about 72 square feet, you really get to know the other person a lot better.
Yes, and you thought your communication was good, and it turns out there's room for improvement.
There's a lot of room for improvement. You really have to work on communication living in a small space.
Yes.
You have to put a lot more effort out than you used to. I mean, you can't just give the silent treatment, go off and run and hide. There's no place to hide.
There's no other rooms to go to.
There's nowhere to go. So best work on your communication skills and just keep putting that effort out. And it's pretty good. It works, but you have to do the effort.
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of effort, but it's definitely worth it. No. So that's probably the biggest adjustment that we had. And other than that, it was moving from a California king-size bed to a full-size bed.
Yeah, that's getting better, but it's hard when you're used to being all spread out and then you're going to a lot smaller spot. But
yeah, and this guy right here thinks he has to be in the bed too.
Yeah, well, most of the time he doesn't end up staying because it's just not enough room for three.
That's true. So.
Okay, so some of the things we were thinking about before we started traveling in the van, we were wondering, how's it going to be like to shower? How's going to be getting water, doing laundry, getting our mail? So we wanted to discuss how that's working out for us so far. Yeah.
So finding showers, I think, has been easier than we thought it was going to be.
Definitely easier than we thought. And
we did purchase we joined Planet Fitness for a monthly fee, thinking that was going to be our main way of getting showers, and that turned out not really to be our main way.
Yeah, it definitely didn't turn out to be our main way. I think mostly because we boondock and stay off the main beaten path, and to go into the size of the towns that have the fitness clubs, we're just not doing as much as we thought.
Yeah.
So our main way, go ahead and tell them.
Our main way is either state parks. We really like state parks because, for one, we can take Rudel on hikes with us. We can refill our water supply there. We can empty our trash there. We can do hikes, and most state parks will let you take a shower. Either it's included in the day pass or you pay like $1 or $2 per person.
So that's definitely all we're doing is the day pass because we're not staying any nights.
Yeah.
We've been boondocking for the whole 6 months and we have never had to pay for a night yet.
Yes. And our other favorite place is aquatic centers. In the little bigger towns that have aquatic centers, those are nice because we also get usually Wi-Fi there.
Yep. Same with state parks. Some state parks have Wi-Fi. But not to sugarcoat the state parks because some of the qualities of showers may not be what you've experienced in the past.
Yeah.
So it looks like a lot of state parks are actually going to the push button showers. So you have to push the button every minute or two to keep the water running. And some of them don't have any adjustment on the water temperature. You kind of got to take a shower with whatever water temperature
you get what you get.
They have set up for you. So.
And not all state parks have showers, so that's a thing to think about too.
Yeah, you have to check ahead. But, you know, a couple showers a week at a state park is pretty nice when there's no other really place to go.
Yeah.
So.
Other than that, when we're really desperate, we have our big Kahuna shower, which we'll do a video on that in the future. But it has to be warm outside to use that.
Okay, so showers have turned out well. Getting water, so like we were saying at the state parks, that's been pretty easy. Gotten water, we did a whole video on how we get water, so we can link that one too.
Yeah. We only had to pay for water one time when we were desperate.
Yeah, was that in New Mexico or
Arizona?
Arizona, okay.
They have water stores everywhere, so we were like, we'll just buy water.
Yeah, 25 cents a gallon or whatever. It was just easier to buy the water at that point. But most places have been extremely easy to find water.
Laundry hasn't been a problem.
Laundry hasn't been a problem. We've even found laundromats that are open 24 hours a day. So even in the small towns.
Now in the bigger cities, like when we were in San Francisco, they only do a card system. That was challenging to figure out at first.
Yeah, and parking in a big city can be hard for a laundromat, so we actually prefer, once again, the smaller towns, the laundromats in smaller towns.
Yeah.
And our budget has been about, we've been spending maybe, what, $10, $15 every time we go to the laundromat, which is once every maybe 10 days or so. So, you know, between $40, $50 a month for laundry.
And I'm sure we could do it cheaper, but we got this guy in the van with us. So he's outside a lot, so we also have to wash our blankets usually once a week.
If we're doing an extended stay on a boondock trip and we have a water source available, we even have the ability to wash our laundry in camp, which does extend the stay and has been worth it.
Hi, Rudolph.
And that brings us to mail.
So we set up our residency in South Dakota, and there's a mail service in South Dakota called America's Mail. And you pay a yearly fee, and when we want our mail, like we're going to be getting mail next week, we contact them and said, will you please send our mail to whatever post office you choose. We're choosing Duluth.
And we have like an impound account that we've already prepaid, so we don't have to give them any more money than we already have set up with them.
Yeah.
So they use our money that we set up with them to send us our mail.
Yeah.
So.
Mail has actually been easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So.
That, and we also get mail sent, you know, from, let's say, Amazon. You know, we'll send mail, general delivery to whatever town that we're in, just to their post office. But once again, you got to call ahead and make sure they actually accept general delivery mail.
Yeah.
And it has to be addressed a certain way. So, but it's an easy. We'll do a video on that too.
Yep. In our new van series.
In our new van series.
Which we need a name for. All right, how about van maintenance?
Van maintenance. So, things have been running pretty good. We bought our van. It's a 2017 Ram ProMaster. We bought it used with 29,000 miles on it. So it had the original tires on it. We knew we were going to have to replace the tires, and we did. We have had 3 flat tires along the way in these 6 months, which I don't know if that's normal or not, but we have driven extremely far. Actually too far, I think. We put on 20,000 miles in 6 months.
Well, we only got 2 new tires to start with, and so the other 2 tires, 1 tire we got a flat in 3 times.
Yeah.
Not the new tire.
Yeah, one of the old tires. So we have opted to go with an all-terrain tire. So we have all-terrain tires front and rear, which are generally a little bit more expensive, but we tend to stay on the back roads, on the gravel, in the dirt, in the snow, sometimes in the sand. So we really like to be able to have the all-terrains just to go more places.
Yeah, and we recently just got our other 2 back tires last week. So we went, what, 4 months with just 2 new tires and 2 old tires. So problems we've had in the van would be basically tires.
Tires, which is probably that, you know, that's going to be normal, especially with the amount of miles that we put on. Also, we had a problem with the engine light came on because of a bad coil.
Yes.
So that was replaced. It was not under our warranty. So we spent, what, $300 or $400 on that.
Yeah.
And then we've had some small electrical problems with our navigation system. So, but other than that, that's all it's been.
Yeah. In fairness, we put the navigation system in ourselves, and the backup camera still works. So I'm not sure if it's us. Like, do we just need to replace our fuse?
Yeah, we haven't really paid much attention to it because we haven't really missed the navigation. So we, you know, have access to our phones. So
yeah. Google Maps has been extremely helpful.
Yeah, sometimes I find the navigation system just to be disruptive, so I don't mind not having it.
Yeah. So, what other?
Van build. We could tell you about how our van build has held up over the 6 months. You know, we've been on a lot of rough roads, a lot of washboard, a lot of potholes.
Yes.
Going through New Mexico, the roads are pretty bad. We've got shook up pretty good, and so far our build has held up excellent.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that has sprung loose or have broken with all the impacts that we've had so far. I think everything's held up.
I've been looking for screws that have been backing out too, and I haven't really found any.
We haven't found any.
So the only problem we had with our van build would be our choice to include an alcohol stove instead of a propane stove, which was totally our fault. And we'll link a video to why we threw the alcohol stove.
Yeah, we did a video on that. That did not work out for us well.
So looking back, we would have just went propane from the beginning. So here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be installing a propane box to hook up a propane stove.
Yeah, we'll make a video on that. So if you're looking at making yourself a sealed propane box and venting that out properly, we'll show you how to do that.
Yeah. So
the composting toilet.
Oh, so let's just say I love the Nature's Head composting toilet, and even with the problems that we've had, I couldn't live without it. But we had an older model that they were having some issues with, so since then they have taken manufacturing back into their own hands, and so I've contacted them a couple of times. We've been doing some troubleshooting, and they just went ahead and sent us a complete new composting toilet, and we have now had that for 2 weeks and haven't had any problems.
No problems at all. It's so much better than the old one that we have. So, and you can tell there's some design changes that they made on it, so definitely exceeds our expectations now.
Yeah, so we were having a problem after 1 week of use with it and smelling so bad that you just want to open the door and chuck it out. So I think that we've almost gone 2.5 weeks with no issues.
No smell at all. So just like it's supposed to. They say it's supposed to get up to like 80 uses before you have to change them out. So I guess we'll be testing that out.
Yeah, so.
All right, that brings us to how's it been having a pet, Roodle Doodle, in the van?
So Roodle had a little bit of a hard time adjusting at first. He did great in the car when we had to Sticks and Bricks house, but once we got into the van,
it just didn't sound the same.
Yeah.
And he was shivering, couldn't get comfortable.
Wanted to be in our lap.
He actually hit our gear shift once. So, but since then, it's taken a long time. It's taken almost the whole 6 months for him to start getting comfortable.
Yeah.
So now he's okay. He goes back on the bed, and he'll just sleep on the bed. And he looks a lot more at ease. We
had to restrain him. He has a halter, and then we'd put like a seatbelt on him and back, because he'd be in Dave's lap when he was driving. Like Dave said, we were in Reno, and he shifted the van. While we were driving, he hit the gear shift and shifted it into reverse.
Yep.
And everything went to a screeching halt.
Yeah, after that, we had to restrain him.
And luckily, we were only doing like, what, 10 miles an hour?
Yeah.
So, other than that, we had his bed between us, and once we got rid of his bed, he seems much more comfortable. And now he's sleeping in the bed when we travel, which is great. The only other issues we've had with Roodle, which is our fault. So, knowing that we were going to be full-time, I have every pet record of his from his vet, but I didn't get a year's worth of flea and tick medicine, and I didn't get a year's worth of heartworm medicine. So I don't know why I didn't do that. It was just an oversight.
We had a lot of different stuff going on. It seems like we were focusing on everything else, and we definitely left that part out.
Yeah, so we're here in Minnesota, and ticks are really bad here, as well as Arkansas, and we had to go to the vet and get a Lyme vaccination and get some tick medication. And
easily something we could have did ahead of time. So if you're about to get on the road with your pet, get all that lined out before you go.
Yeah, they just wouldn't sell us the medication that we were on before. We'd have to call our vet in California and have them fax that to us. There's a squirrel over there.
Is that what he's looking at?
That's what he's looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would have been much easier if we'd taken care of that at first.
I think that's it. We pretty much covered most of the points here. We wanted to leave you guys with some pictures of our different camp trips and where we've been in the last 6 months, and I hope you enjoy.
Thanks for watching our 6-month Vaniversary video.
If you like our content, please hit the like button and subscribe. That lets YouTube know that you're interested in our content.
Yes, please. That helps us grow our channel.
So we'll be having another video come out every Wednesday on van topics. So please stay tuned for that.
And Sundays will be our normal adventure videos. Will be our hiking and boondocking videos.
We love to answer any kind of questions and comments. So please leave a comment below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Yes. Thank you for watching.